Hello and welcome back to another snapshot video. In today's snapshot we are looking at 20W48A, and in today's snapshots we have a brand new item, and if we zoom in and we have a little nose around, here we are. We have stalagmites, well, and stalactites when they are pointing downwards just like that, and we also have dripstone. So let's take a look at all of the new features. Well, this here is a stalagmite, or what is known as a pointed dripstone block. We have different lengths of it, and you can get every type of length. If we just place down some blocks, we can just build on top of these. These are solid blocks, we're not going to fall through them, and as you can see, we could, if we really wanted to, we could walk up these. I mean, that's a very strange thing you want to do, but we can see you can actually walk up these with actually different hitbox sizes, which is something I just noticed just there. Now, these are very, very special because it means we can actually farm lava. If we come and take a look at this up here, I am imagining we are in a dripstone cave and we have these pointing down from the ceiling. Above it, I have added some lava pools and some water pools, and what we'll see is down below, lava is dripping through the dripstone, pointed dripstone blocks, and you'll see it's falling all the way down into this lava, where we can then get ourselves a bucket and harvest it out of there. That means we can actually have renewable lava. That's a very big thing. I mean, there's tons of it in the nether, but this is a very different way of being able to get hold of lava than ever before. We can also do the same with water, and it will fill up the cauldrons eventually. Let's say we're going to up the tick speed, so we're going to do a game rule random tick speed. I'm just going to whack that right up to a really big number, and what we might see is eventually, yeah, these are building up just here, and they do actually fall down, and that one was generated naturally by this. So we'll leave that running and we'll see if we have any more that pop up through. So this is a very interesting feature. Now, what is this block here? This is the dripstone block. Now, neither of the dripstone block nor the pointed dripstone can yet be found naturally spawning in our worlds. This is purely just for testing the mechanics of them and seeing what they can do. If we come and take a look over here, they can actually be waterlogged. We have that one there in water. This was my initial testing just here, and as we can see, yeah, they can be waterlogged, so we can actually find these in underwater caves in the future, which again is very exciting. Now, these don't naturally grow themselves. These will be in a fixed position, it seems, for the time being at least. Now, what we're going to go and take a look at over here is we're going to stand up on this block, and I have no idea how well this works. I have not yet tested it, so we will find out. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into game mode survival, and then we're just going to jump on that pointed dripstone just there. Wow, we died from that? That's insane. As you can tell, the shock, I am not expecting that, and it seems to be really, really laggy at the moment. That's not a very high fall at all. Let's jump from here, if it will update. There we go. Okay. So we only did a few blocks just there. We must remember this is a snapshot. There will be things that will change. And I'm assuming, actually, if we were to stand under here and we flick this lever, obviously when in survival, let's have a look. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this piston, breaking these stalactites, and they're going to fall down on top of us. I said they're going to fall down on top of us. It seems to have really lagged out the game. This is very anticlimactic. Okay, they've broken. I think there's some real issues with block lag in this version of the game. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. So we'll pretend that isn't there, and we'll jump back around into creative, where I was actually going to show off what will actually happen if it will visually look a bit nicer. We're going to flick that lever back, and apparently no, it doesn't want to allow us to do that. So we'll just break that block for the time being, and I really hope I don't crash the game just here, but let's see if we can place a couple of these blocks in. If we were to break it, you will see that these items will actually fall, and I really have almost killed the game there. But there we go. You will see they will fall down if they are broken, and then they will snap and they will break into actual item pieces, which is very, very interesting. So I'm assuming there's some block lag issues going on just at the moment, but this is a very, very interesting feature. Now, over here we have a few more block texture changes. As we can see, the amethyst, you may already be able to notice, I think this one here, the budding amethyst, has definitely changed, but there have been some more tweaks to the textures of amethyst. As we can see, I've laid them all down there. You may be able to spot a few differences. The amethyst shard, the compass now has a new texture. Now, it wasn't in the changelog, but here we have the spyglass, and the spyglass item in the inventory seems to look just that little bit different. Now, we also have some changes to the way bundles work. If we here as we see in this bundle, I have some different items in. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to right click and you will see only one item comes out. And when I say one item, I mean one stack. So as we can see, when we start placing these out, everything comes out in the order that you placed it in. So you can actually work through to get what you want. This is still a bit finicky because if the thing you want is right at the end of your stack, it's still a bit of a pain to get hold of. Now you may also see something new on that. This is the Fullness Bar. You can actually see, if you want to see the fullness of your bundle, that can be enabled by adding on advanced tooltips. If you don't already know how to do that, hold down F3 and press H, and as you'll see, you'll get a debug message in chat, and I'm going to keep that on obviously so we can see our size of our bundles. That also adds some other information underneath the text of any items and icons. We also have a brand new feature. This new game rule is game rule freeze damage. Now I'm going to put on some leather boots. I'm going to go into game mode survival and we're going to pop in here, and what we will hopefully see is that we will start taking freezing damage at some point soon. So if you haven't already seen the powdered snow block, make sure to go and check out the previous snapshot video that came out 2 weeks ago here on the channel to find out all about the powdered snow block. Now we are wearing leather boots, we're not actually going to take any freezing damage whatsoever. In previous snapshots, it would mitigate the amount of damage you were going to take, not completely reduce it. But if we were to take these off, we will see eventually we are going to start freezing around the edge of the screen, and then there seems to be some funkiness going on there. It's flashing a little bit. I'm not too sure what's happening, but we will eventually start taking freezing damage. So that's another little feature. We can now toggle that on and off. You will not take freezing damage even if you're not wearing leather armor while in powdered snow if you have that game rule set to false. And we have some more features. Let's jump around back into creative. Over here, there's been a couple of changes to the candle. The candle can now only be placed on solid blocks. However, this does mean you can still break them and you can still have floating candles. To all those Harry Potter fans out there who are making the Great Hall, you can still have floating candles. Do not be worried, you just have to place it on top of a solid block. This means we can, as we've already shown, we can place them down on something like that, then break the block that was underneath. But it does mean if there was something like a slab, and we were to place a slab down on the half slab just like that, we're not able to place the candles even though I'm right clicking. Now there have also been a whole bunch of bug fixes in this update. As we can see, some lava has actually filled up those cauldrons. We could then get ourselves a bucket over here. Let's grab ourselves a bucket just like that. We can then harvest that lava just like that. That is really, really exciting. Renewable lava, very excited about that one. There's been a lot of bug fixes in this update. One thing you may be wondering is, Rover, why do you have a world border? And that is because there's been some small tweaks to the texture of the world border. It will now render the whole way through your world, meaning it's not going to stop at world height or below bedrock. So if we go down here, you'll see we're now below the bedrock. Previously, you wouldn't see the world border down here. Now it does go the whole way down infinitely, I'm guessing. So as long as we go down or upwards, it will stay the same. But that is all for my quick snapshot coverage. There is a UHC going out on the channel. It's very exciting. So there's a second episode is coming out today, so make sure to tune into that. I will see you in the next video. If you've enjoyed today's snapshot video, found it useful, leave a like, subscribe, because I make videos on every new snapshot video, on every new snapshot that is coming out, and the DRIPSTONE and the 1.17 update is looking very, very exciting. I will see you in the next snapshot video. Goodbye.